And I think we are live now. I'll just be sure. Yeah. Let's wait for a few
Yeah.
seconds,
Yeah,
a
let's-
minute, and yeah, we are live. Perfect. Meanwhile, I will just add or share my screen here. And do you see something different?
Yep. Are you sharing my screen already?
It's my screen actually.
Okay.
It's my screen, and you see the difference.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
close out some windows real quick.
yeah. So we just today at least an hour or two back, we just put up this new landing page here, and it's pretty cool actually. And now if you just like try something from here, you can directly go to Databutton.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we have few comments already coming up from Mikael. Hello. Yeah. Oh, it's from Archana. Thank you. Yes, we will have a couple of latest updates, tips for building apps. Yeah, sure. And yeah, great. Well, let me quickly try this if I can. Let's see if this works or not. We are trying something here. If we can make it work, let's say we say to-do list. So this is something like here, along with the URL, an app equal to to-do list, you are directly inside Databutton, and hopefully, I think Databutton can build something from here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll just share it. So if anyone is like right now online, you can literally try this up. Just you need to have logged in already from that browser. Maybe otherwise I would just stop it. Or if you just try it. So the thing is like build with this param URL app dot equal to. That's where your prompt is getting added to. Let's see if it's work or not. It says that it has made something. I'll just make a quick refresh here. And hopefully yeah, we are still working on this feature actually. I hopefully like probably. Oh, we do have it. It's just super cool. Like directly from the URL.
Wow.
From the URL. We just added this, and I've also added in our chat here. So this was built, and then when we say this, the URL param, we give app equal to to-do list. That's app. So the prompt is basically to-do list here, and it directly goes there. Anyway, so we are testing this, and Trigve is here. Thanks.
Oh. Hey Triggev, how are you?
Yeah. Okay, so I think like people are tuning in. So before we start it, I would really like to introduce ourselves. So it's me, Ovro. I'm the community lead of Databutton, and it's great to be here today. It's our first live stream from Databutton's channel, actually. And I'm glad that with us today we have an amazing gentleman, Dom.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, perfect. I'm doing fine, and it's all good. And I hope people out there are tuning in, and they will be happy to see you as well. And who are already in Databutton or in the Discord channel knows you. And I know that you are building a lot of internal tools in Databutton for your business, for yourself, for your automation part. And it's really, really great to see how you are doing that. Plus, what you are doing is you are engaging over the Discord community, which is amazing. Okay, like it's great to have you there with your prompt tips and suggestion, whatever you put there. It's great. So we are really happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be here too. It's I've been familiar with Databutton for a long time, and I had actually been a user early on, but I came into it thinking I'm going to type in a prompt and then it's just going to create exactly what I want. And when it didn't do that, I was like, oh, well, maybe this isn't the right use case for me. But I decided to come back and try it again, but try it on a more specific level. So just building a very particular application that somebody said couldn't be built or it was going to be very expensive to build. And I did it, and I don't have any coding experience. You know, I'm a pretty technologically savvy person, but no coding experience. So for it to work like that the second time around, I was immediately hooked. So since I've been using Databutton again the last, like, I don't know, 60 days or so, maybe 90 days, I've built, I don't know, 6 different applications, and I use them all for various reasons within my current CRM or I even just the other day, I had a meeting with somebody and I needed to be able to analyze a transcript of a call. Literally, I had a meeting 2 hours in the future from when I was needing to analyze this transcript. And I had already used Fireflies to record the original call. I built an app in Databutton within like 30-minute span that takes the recording, creates a new transcript, creates the speakers, and then tells me any inconsistencies or differences between what they said at the beginning of the call, at the end of the call, so I could point out the discrepancies in their argument. And I did that in Databutton in like 30 minutes. And I have it here. I can show y'all when we get to that point, but very rudimentary. But it's just an idea I had. I was like, oh, maybe I can do this and not have to manually go through this transcript. And Databutton built it for me. So
I mean, this is actually very exciting to hear, to be honest, for me, as well as for the entire team. Like someone without or a bit of technical knowledge is building apps, let's say within 30 minutes, a proper app. It's not like a UI, just a UI builder. It's a proper app. And it's great to hear, to be honest. I'm really happy that you are here and sharing your insights about Databutton, the candid ones. Okay, I'll just quickly, before we go to your demo, this app which you have built, plus whatever else you have built, automation tools, super excited to see that. But before that, I'll just quickly go through a few things like what we will cover like today over this live stream session. So I'll just share my screen here. And a few things which I'll just outline. I've just made it here, that now we are trying not to be within our Discord, because our Discord is pretty active. I know like you, El, Mike, you guys are really doing an amazing job over Discord. We are also trying to make a community over X, and El has been amazing. Like she's leading that part. So I can see El is already there over the chat, and she has been doing great. And she has been like one of the OG of this Databutton community. I'm pretty sure, Dom, you have met her or you spoke with her. I've seen that over Discord. So yeah, El is leading that part. If you guys are, or anyone who is now watching here, if you guys over X, it's I think Databutton Builders. That's the community, and I can show you. Let's see. Nevertheless, the other part is also we have a new channel, which is the Prompt Tips channel. Here it goes. And this is also like pretty successful. Again, you guys are really rocking there, and I would love to hear from a lot of other people here as well. And it's great to see. And in fact, like few of the prompts which you guys suggested here, we have in our system prompt in Databutton. We are trying to incorporate those, and it works like a charm. I remember like El has one of these super prompt tips before in the very beginning, which he suggested. Those are so cool, and it's great to see those. And we are trying to include those over our documentation as well. And I think that will be very useful for people who are building. And yeah, that'll be super cool. Last but not the least, I won't take much time here. There have been a couple of community apps, and one of the product had launched by Gursu. Gursu was here in our last live stream, which we did with Viral, and Gursu is building very fast, shipping and launching. He's not limited only to building, he's launching. That's great to see, to be honest. So I think I have this Gursu's product and launch, which got 43 votes. Imagine he's also not from a technical background, if I'm not wrong. I hope Gursu is watching this live stream. Would love to hear from him. He just launched it there. It's called as blood test analysis. It's pretty cool. I mean, if I just quickly go here, And let me try it. I mean, this is one of those apps which he built. It not only have a pretty like robust API and all this PDF handler and all this thing, he has also integrated a Stripe integration to it. And I think if I'm not, I'll be happy to hear from him that he just has his first customer as well. That's super neat, super fast, and it's within I think it was like he also posted over his Twitter that he did it within two to 1 week maximum, and unfortunately he cannot be in the Discord because of this country regulation, but he posted, yeah. So I'll just quickly upload this PDF. I'll just quickly showcase. I hope this will be great because I really love the UI part which he has built along with it. And let's see. So it's like a PDF report. I tried to grab one of the blood test report which I found over internet, and let's see if it works or not. And Gursu really did a very good job with the UI part.
Yeah, the UI.
Yeah, if I now click this, so it's uploaded successfully. If I click this generate report, look at this.
Wow.
I think it's pretty clean. And it's not only a simple UI. It's I mean, I have looked into his app and I was speaking with him. It's pretty neat. And this app is using our backend and using the AI, OpenAI, to give this report from the sample PDF which I uploaded. And this is this is a basic blood test report, and you can go further to it by unlock to the premium. So if you just upgrade it, and then he has his Stripe implementation here. Everything within 1 week, if I'm not wrong. Oh, special offer as well. Cool. This is within 1 week.
One customer now.
Yeah, I mean, this is sick. I mean, within 1 week, he said. And then I was watching one of the other app, which was from our Mike, Mikkel. Yes? I'll just bring a few other comments here. Oh, El says, thanks, Ovro. I love sharing Databutton. And I think she also said something. Oh, Dom, this is for you. Great to see you in person, Dom from El.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to respond to the chat, but I'm having some trouble getting connected to it.
Super cool. And then we have, yeah, Mikkel. That's me. Yes. Okay, so this is Mikkel's app actually. He will be soon launching this. He promised me that, and that's why he has this join the wait list. But I know how to get across it, and I hope he won't mind if I just do it. He has this login page. Databutton has number of pages, so that's how you can just go inside it. So that's how I went in, and I'll just log in as well. So it's the authentication part, and now I don't think you will see this, but it just pops up this authentication. So I'm just authenticating it, and now I'm inside his app. It's a trading app, by the way. I would really wait for him to demonstrate this, so I'll invite him as well. This has a lot of features. I really don't know what it is all about, but I can see it has a lot of stuff here already. And then if I go to this, let's say this page, some trading tools, and it's multi-page app, and he has this separate community which he wants to have here. Then I think it's trade summary. Yeah. So he's building it every day. I can see like few added functionalities to this app. It's super cool to see how fast the progress is.
Yeah.
And then all the trading stuff's out here. It's loading. We see some error. All good. Let's see if we can go here. Yeah, it's really an amazing app, and I'll just try to figure this out. If we can do this trade summary. Oh, this is summary. And this is okay. I think it's pretty cool. Like it has a lot of stuff. I think he's working on it. So I will wait for him to demonstrate this part. But it's really cool. And I think, yeah, so this is few of the apps which I really like, and I would love to showcase more of the apps which we have. We have couple of few more. If we go to Databutton, let's say .com, and if I go here down here, we have few of the apps. Like the Tackify app is by Jeremino and his dev team. They are building this. It's super cool. They are not only this app, they have this another app called the Postify. These are like not only micro-SaaS, these are like proper SaaS app which they have built over the time. It's great. Oh, Mika says it's like I mean, I think it's already pretty cool app, but super great work. Okay, and I hope you launch it first. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I think from the community side, I think we are really having a lot of interaction over Discord. Now we are building over Twitter as well. It's great to see so many people coming in. And as a team, Databutton team loves to see so many people doing it, posting it, and we'd love to see more and more. And I think that there where it comes, like when we share it, we share the prompt tips which you are doing, and would be great today to hear few more prompt tips and what you are building, your internal tool, your business tool, everything what you're building. We just would love to hear and just casually talk about it. So please, it's all yours now.
Awesome.
I will share. Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I honestly feel a little bit honored because I don't, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a coder or anything like that. And I think a lot of my applications are pretty rudimentary, but as you mentioned, the Discord community and just the support from the Databutton team is incredible. And that's really what got me to get locked in, because when I started having a problem on an application I couldn't solve, particularly a document splitting tool that I was working on for my business, Trigba and both you, Evra, y'all both like stepped into the chat and y'all took it upon yourselves to actually help me with my app, which most companies that would never happen, right? And I know Trigba, he spent a ton of time working on the application and getting it right, and now it's saved me so much time.
I just want to add something here. It's very funny because as a company, we invest a lot in this customer support. And today, if you just go to your app and ping over that intercom bubble, it's Trigve who is in customer service today. So each of our team member has a day allotted to make sure that anywhere where the agent is going somewhere in the loop or it's not working well, we make sure that we could just help people to get over that roadblock. And I think it's great. I mean, it's great to see actually people are so patient with the AI. I think that's the most thing which we learned as me trying out the AI, plus when working with you guys, with anyone, it's like the two patience with to work well with the AI. Okay, I will share your screen now if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
So just to kind of start with the first demo, the first thing that we built, or that I built, was a calculator application. And let me pull it up here. But I'm in the mortgage investment business, so I need to be able to calculate the purchase price of mortgage debt. And those calculations require a lot of like rate, NPR, like financial calculation functions. And really the best way to do that is through Excel, but you can't really put Excel out on an open interface or like Sheets, for example, without everybody seeing your code. And my goal with my CRM was to be able to send a marketing email like this one right here. So this is like, I've taken a note and I've uploaded all the information in my CRM, and then I've sent this CRM to a particular buyer. So I've sent the mortgage note to a particular buyer, and I want the buyer to be able to bid on it, right? I want to have multiple bids. But in order to bid it properly, they need a calculator built in, right? Because otherwise I'm just going to get a response in an email, and that's a hard thing to track. I wanted to make sure that whoever was bidding on the deals that I was working on was able to inject them straight into my CRM, and I needed this calculator. And so I actually went to a developer to try to have this calculator built. And one of them said could not be done. And the other one said it's going to be incredibly expensive and it was going to require all this custom code and everything. And that's actually when I started looking at Databutton, was just specifically for this calculator function. And when I came back to Databutton, I was able to get it to work and then refine it, and refine it. So this is like the primary function, but this is all Databutton. So when a user clicks on make an offer in the application, they get, I'm using a URL parameter in here to pull in the record ID from the email. So I know who clicked on it and what information to pull in. And then it's populating all the information for the note. It's also populating the current terms of the note. So when the user wants to make a purchase offer, they can select the purchase type. They can select how they want to say it. So if they want if the investor says I need to make a 25% return, and I think as you mentioned Evra a while back, sometimes the application goes to sleep, but
yeah,
this calculator loads.
Yeah, it's the first one when you just try to initiate the trigger. It that time it can be, but usually,
and then
usually,
it's yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this has like a purchase offer, right? It calculated the purchase price. It used all the financial formulas that I need. And it actually, I was able to add much more detail in here to give the investor, more insight into what the note would return. And then I added this cool, a lot of investors like to put stipulations. So I added this rich text editor where somebody can say this, offer subject to minimum credit score of 680 must appraise, right? And then sometimes people want to submit multiple bids. So they want to try a different type of bid. So I was able to create it so that there's like a store here. And they can go in and they can say, okay, well, I also want to do a partial purchase and I only want to buy 12 payments and I want to make a 30% return on those 12 payments. And so that will load.
Yes. So like this thing, have you tried this entire workflow in any other tool before, or like how did you? So this is the first implementation here.
This is the first, this is the first iteration. And prior to that, I was using Excel and it just, or Google Sheets actually, but it just wouldn't work. So same thing here. And if I want to if the terms are the same, I can just copy the quote from quote one and then I can submit all offers. So when a user, let's see if it will give me the thing. It's a bit slow today, but
that's all good.
Anyways, it'll submit all offers and it shows up here so that I can actually analyze the offer and determine my commission in the deal and all those types of things. So it's really cool. But within within Databutton, what's really cool about the application is
and you also have a shout out from Mikkel.
Oh, hey.
You created a calculator for the node business. This is so awesome.
Yeah.
I really agree with him. It's pretty cool actually to make this entire workflow here.
Yeah. So that's like the forward facing. And then I thought, well, because I can utilize pages, I can build a separate page for each type of user that's going to use it. So like I have an external facing calculator, but I also have an internal facing calculator that will allow me, it actually connects to my database and it pulls in all the records. So if like Avra calls me on the phone and is like, hey, I want to make a quote, I'm not in front of my computer, I can just type in his name and it will it'll pull the information straight from my database, and I can make a quote on his behalf. So he can say, I need to make a 24% return. Can you submit that for me? And so I can submit the offer for him, and you can see it went much faster that time. Boom. And so the offer already pops up.
Wow.
So that's the other one. And then the third, after I started doing that, I made a third page of the application, and that's just an internal calculator for me right here. And again, I'm just using the note record ID from Airtable to populate the data in the application. So like these are the terms of the loan. And obviously the terms will change if somebody makes a payment. If a borrower makes a payment, now there's not 32 payments remaining, there's 31 payments remaining. But I need to use the present value function to determine what the current principal balance is after that next payment was made. So I can just update it right here. And then I can click update node in Airtable and it will update immediately. And like those are three things that I built within that one application that cost me very little to develop. I mean, nothing to develop in comparison to what some of the quotes I had were. And the best part is if I want to go in and add something or change something or modify something, I just go into my application. It's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. And if I
bring one place, you have multi pages of each and every automation together and everything in one go. And I can see one thing you have also deployed in your note palette. It's your custom domain as well. So it's basically one package everywhere, all these pages separated.
Yeah.
Great stuff. I loved it. I'm pretty sure like others who are watching it would love this as well. Great solution to it.
Yeah, and to give you an insight of like what the inside of the application looks like. But again, it's just external calc, internal quote.
Okay, those are the different pages which you
Those
have.
are the different pages. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And so I have a separate URL for each one.
Yes.
And I just link it. And then obviously, as long as the note record ID is in the URL parameter, then.
And all these calculations which are happening, those are from the backends, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, we're using, I can't remember the Python package.
If you click
financial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
it has all the financial functions.
Wow, great. This is cool. So yeah, I think that's something which actually helps a lot. Basically, with Databutton, we have this Python as the backend, and we all know like Python is great for this computational stuff. Even if you just a lot of heavy lifting, it has all these different packages to work with, and I think that's one of the, I would say, MVP of Databutton. It separates from a lot of other tools. We have the Python as the backend.
Yeah.
With React as the front end, you connect them together, you are good to go. Super cool. I would love to see more, please.
Yeah. And then so the thing that came after this was when I had actually reached out to you, Avra, about, I said, I just built this application. And I think I had reached out to you about just making fancy loading screens. I was like, how difficult is that to make? And you were like, oh, just tell it what you want, exactly like you told me. And I did that.
I remember that, yeah.
Beautiful animations. And that's when it really clicked for me how easy it is to build here. It just, you can let your mind go wild. And if it doesn't work, then you can just revert back. And now that y'all added in that revert code button here, the best. I've used that so many times. I think Ellie had said the same thing on the chat.
Yeah.
It's the great tool.
It's very funny, actually. Like, you know, like, I think this week we are having a very nice session over our workplace that before even we make the product update, you guys over Discord, oh, great to see this restore button. Get to see that. Like, this is amazing. I mean, as a team, especially the tech team, they love to see this. People are interacting with the products and they find each and every gems. Like, I think Mike is the one. He always will find each and every gems out there. I think you already have someone who'd love to use this. Mikhail says, as soon as I get back into Ariel, I am definitely gonna use Notepilot. Oh my God, this makes my business so much easier.
Yeah.
I think you should make a custom app so that where users can log in, start using their own data. That would be super cool. Okay, please. I think this is great. I mean, just show me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're all good. So the next thing that we made, and that was really thanks to Trigva and you for even telling me that it was possible, was the doc analyzer tool. That is, let's see, is this the right one? Yeah. But I think I need to update my API key for some reason. That's weird.
But do you already have a deployed version of it, or?
Yeah, I do. But I don't know why the API key is not working, but I can try to see it.
Good.
So I implemented that here as well. So a lot of times in the mortgage business, people send me bulk documents. They just send me 100 different documents all in one PDF. And sometimes the documents are sideways or they're messed up and they're uncollated and they're unorganized or whatever. And before I can market a note, I have to do my own due diligence on the mortgage. So I've got to separate out the documents like the note, the deed of trust, the warranty deed, all these different documents, right? So that takes a long time to do. So I built this tool, or Trigva stepped in hugely and really helped me build this, and then kind of gave it to me, and I started building it out from there. But again, this is just another application that I built that lives within an iframe in my CRM, and it's loading the note details. But again, I think the application is asleep right now.
That's all good.
But you can come in here and you can upload any set of documents. So it can be
it's like multiple PDF files.
Multiple PDF files. So what it's doing right now is it is analyzing the PDFs and it's determining what pages are there. So in a second, we'll show all the.
I think this is pretty cool. Like, so basically you're uploading number of PDF files there. And then is it an AI or like a large language model which is doing all this analyzing out there?
Yeah, it's using ChatGPT.
Yeah,
which I think it might not work because for whatever reason it's saying my API key is expired. But if you'd like, I can go in and just get the key, and
I think it's all good. I mean, for sure, we can see that also at the end. But I get it. So I can see the document preview.
Yep.
Perfect.
So it analyzed it. So it's saying there's 41 pages here.
Oh, it's 41 pages.
It's 41 pages total. So you can go in and click Analyze PDF. But again, I don't think it's going to work.
I think it's, let's see.
Let's see. I think it's going to say because these all rely on that.
Yeah. So in data, but like since I see it here, I'd also like to mention for people who are building with Databutton, anywhere where we see this red color backend, that means there is some kind of error. And I know today in the morning you posted this, and it's a very like a valid point. So the error is mainly on hover. We can see the error out there.
Yeah.
It's mainly few of the technicalities, which is pretty good to fix. And I think, yeah, the red color shows there is some error with that particular backend. But I'm not sure if in your app it's using that backend or not. It depends on.
Yeah, we'll see. It does take a few minutes.
Yeah, it's 41 pages, so I can imagine. Plus, I'm assuming that you pass it via GPT Vision. Well, I remember that was something which we spoke about.
Yeah.
How to analyze this kind of pages, and I remember you suggested using some kind of fine-tuned model.
Let's see if this is it. Yeah, it's just GPT-4o Vision. And
GPT-4o Vision. Yeah,
and
it just goes through.
And it just works. And then I actually use the agent to help me refine the prompts too, to be more particular on, analyzing bank statements or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it's not going to work ever. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean, I think if you show us that function, that would be great. Actually, if you show us this analyze PDF or any of this backend.
Yeah. Yep.
I think I can already see that. So basically, we're using this PyPDF package, which reads the entire stuff. And if you just go down a bit, I'm pretty sure there will be a giant custom prompt, which you said you optimized with the ChatGPT.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. So analyze PDF, which is using analyze the text page from all these pages. It reads all through the pages, and then it also uses GPT-4.
Yep.
And slowly from there, it kind of per se it. Yeah, for the pattern in document pattern, then it goes and segregate each of these pages. Yeah.
But let's see, I don't know if you're okay with it, but let's see if we can determine the errors and see if we can fix it in a matter of seconds.
Give it a go. I would also suggest to check what's there in the red color. If you hover there.
Yeah, it's saying
that there is a duplicate endpoint.
Duplicate endpoint.
Yeah, so it means that you have the same name of the endpoint in two of your backends. So yeah, so if you go to, let's say, analyze PDF, and if you just see any of your router, or because in Databutton we mainly use fast API router. So if you go down a bit, yeah, there should be somewhere router defined. It's all the functions. It's functions. It's split PDF. Oh, there's a lot of stuff out there. Super cool. If you go down a bit, yeah. So this router name is analyze PDF. If you just add, if you just change the name, that should work. But I think, yeah, maybe in the router name you have to do it. But I think this is something which you can ask the agent also to fix it.
Yeah, I just wonder. I'm wondering where these came from. I just want to look at something and see.
This goes the history button, yeah, to track.
Yeah. Weird. I've just been using it and I haven't had any.
That's how it is. Most of the time, like whenever we are trying to fix something, some bug or something will come up. But I think it's all good. It's all good. I mean, we will fix it, or you can ask the agent later to just, you can ask the agent as well to fix it as well. It's sure.
Yeah, so man, I really wanted to show that particular application, but that one, sorry, Trigba, I feel bad. You worked so hard on this one, and I don't know why it's not working, but I'll get it working as soon as we're done with it.
No, it's all good.
Unless this is the wrong, could this be the wrong?
You have two Notepilot Doc Analyzer and Notepilot Automate.
Yeah, Notepilot Automate is just like I
think it's a Doc Analyzer then.
It is the Doc Analyzer. No, I'm sorry. This is why. I'm looking at the wrong thing completely. I was like, that doesn't look right, and those dates don't look right. None of that looks right. Okay. And that's probably why, because this isn't updated. There we go. Now
But
see errors. Now, so we have just a PDF and public assets. There we go. That's correct. So let's see if we can.
If you have a deployed version, you can also try on that.
Yeah, this would be the deployed version. So let me just do this. I'm going to do just a simple deal. It's just a few pages.
Vidal is like, this man has too many apps.
Yeah. I forgot where I stored it. So this one's 24 pages, but it's pretty quick. In fact, let me do this. This one's better.
Actually, this is what happens when we have this AI to work for us. We just go on building. Like, I'm pretty sure if I open my apps, I just go on banging with more and more apps. It goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, Mikhail says, you should look at mine. It's oh dear, don't look at mine, Vidal.
And that is so true, Avra. Like, just the ease at which you can build apps. Now I'm building apps for everything. And a perfect example of that is this audio transcription tool, right? And so the goal with this transcription tool was I wanted it to detect contradictions of an audio recording. And again, this took like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to make. And I started with a prompt. I didn't care about UI. I didn't care about anything. I just said, I want to be able to upload an audio file, send it to GPT-4o, give me a transcript, tell me the speakers, and tell me the contradictions. And
wow.
And it did it. I can't upload what I have because it's a confidential thing, but this worked, like very minimal revisions.
And I just want to say, like, these are not like, you can build so many apps, but what you are building, it's not simple app.
Here you go. So here's the analysis, right? So it took this document, it split it out because this is 17 pages. It's split out by the document type, right? And it gave me the information about each document. It gave me the correct title, and it also gave me the page range. So I can scroll back and forth to make sure that it caught the correct pages. And then I can go to the note. So I can say this one's correct. And then what's really cool is because this is using the record ID, every mortgage note or every whatever you're working on has a specific set of tasks or documents associated with that kind of, like think about like a car, right? If you were going to sell a car, right? One is going to have different options on it than another car. So in the mortgage business, like these documents are kind of like options. So what it does is it maps the actual tasks within my database. And then
that's so cool. So you have all these functions out there.
Yeah.
In the drop down. Wow.
Yep. So you can map them here, and then I can say, okay, is this the note? So I can just verify. Yep, that's the last page of the note. Perfect. So that's the note. And then deed of trust, and I already know it's going to do that one. Last, I don't know why it's not loading there. And then
it's a preview, which is not loading, but it can just take a bit of time. It's all good.
Yeah. And then that's it. So I can go split and link. And so what it's doing right now is it's taking those documents. It went ahead and curated all the PDFs. And now it's actually uploading these PDFs too. So I get a green checkbox when it confirms that it's uploaded it properly to my database. And so it's just going through, it's putting them in the correct buckets. And it's also changing the status of the task to pending review. So I know that after I've done this analysis in here, I can go in and there we go. It's done. And if I want to download the PDFs separately outside of this, I can go ahead and download them. It's no problem. It's already split them.
Super cool.
What's really cool is you can see here in my CRM.
The CRM also.
Yeah, it did it automatically. So it added it to these task buckets. So I can actually go and see, oh, here's the split document, right?
Wow.
I didn't have to upload any of these manually. I just uploaded one bulk document. It categorized them, labeled them, and then put them in the buckets that I want them to, and it changed the status to pending review.
This is such a giant automation, everything together with AI. Wow. Yep. I just want to answer a few of the questions, or maybe it will be good if done. So one of the question was, can Databutton do mobile app for iOS? So right now, Databutton builds web apps, as Dom is presenting, those are web apps, but Databutton can build very nice, sweet, very good looking mobile friendly apps. And actually, if you go to any of this workspace, maybe Dom, you can just open any of the workspace where Databutton is there, and we can always toggle exactly. While building, you can always toggle between those different preview, and you can test it if it can. But yeah, one limitation is we right now does not support direct packaging as iOS or that, but it can build mobile friendly apps. So Dom can open this app
It
in
does
his
a really
phone.
nice job.
It can open the phone and it will look really like this. You can ask the agent that please make it mobile friendly, make all this flexing box and everything proper. It does pretty well. So yeah, I'll just last question. One last question. It's like, is this live stream going to save so we can come back? Yes, it will be saved. It will be in the same Databutton channel. And please, Christian, would love to get your feedback when you're back here. Okay, Tom, sorry to interrupt, but please go ahead. I see this is a lot of data out here. What is this app about? This particular app?
Yes, this is just a dashboard that I had built because now that I've built all these applications, what I found is, like I said, I'm not a very tech savvy person, so I started on the low code, no code type train, and what I found with using like Airtable and NoLoco as a front end and Airtable as a back end and Make in the middle is that these automations, they're all so fragile. So one day the automation will work and it's great. It's not super fast, but it works, right? But then the next day the automation breaks. And what I found with building in Databutton is literally every tool, you just saw every tool that we've used, they just work. The ones that didn't work, it was user error, right? But they just work. They don't change when I'm sleeping. They don't break. They just continue to work. So
it's basically whatever we build, we deploy it, and it stays there. And it stays there in the deployed version. Yes.
Yeah, like as long as the API key doesn't change or a subscription expires or something, but it just works. And so I started looking at, well, it's so frustrating to have something working one day and not work the next. Could I actually build, like my mindset was, well, Databutton's for building small apps, like I just demoed, right? Like there's like 4 different applications that I'm housing within iframes within my CRM. And then I started thinking, well, can I build my entire CRM in Databutton? Like, let me just try to build a dashboard of what one would look like. And I went out and I started looking at different dashboards on different CRMs, like different images on Google, what I liked, what I didn't like. I started learning about the different UI components that we could use, like Tailwind and things like that. And then I just said, okay, I want you to just build the dashboard right now. I don't even want to worry about the rest of the functionality. And within like, I don't know, maybe 10 prompts or so,
10 prompts.
I had built this, and I mean, it has, cool functionality.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got search modal, all sorts of different things. So,
super cool.
Yeah, when I saw this, I thought, I think it can be done, and I actually reached out to Trygve and asked him, about I think I asked you and Trygve about a Supabase integration, because Firebase really isn't great for like linked records and junction tools and things like that. Like a CRM kind of needs that more so than it needs SQL.
Supabase works perfect with tables, which you have this kind of data. It's perfect for that. Yeah, it's a Postgres database, so it works perfect with that. That's right.
Yeah. So I signed up for Supabase last week. I'd never used Supabase ever in my life. And I definitely had never managed a SQL database. Like I had started looking into SQL and looking at Azure and all these different things. And I was like, I don't even know how to host the database. So I need to find a way to host it. So like, what's a step up from Airtable, right? Because that was kind of the extent of my knowledge. And I found Supabase. And so once I found Supabase, I started working on how to create the integration. And I used a combination of here's like the actual tables, but the back end. But I started using a combination of the agent and ChatGPT and kind of like playing them against each other. And then I started using a lot of like the prompt tips that are found in the Discord, which is that, again, the Discord is so valuable to build in. But once I kind of refined the prompt back and forth, I was able to get like a proof of concept where I was able to connect to Supabase. And I will also tell you that the agent and ChatGPT in the very beginning, they said that it couldn't be done, right? That in order for me to have a quote unquote native integration, I was going to have to use the Supabase API, but I was going to have to create tables in Supabase and then basically query them in Databutton. And I just thought that is not a viable way to work, and there's got to be a way to work it. I went back to ChatGPT and I started asking about different Python packages that could work, and then it showed me SQL Alchemy. And within a few more revisions, I could now read and write, like perform basic CRUD functions back to Supabase, and it just
super cool. Like I think it will be great to know actually. So how what's your workflow while building? So do you use ChatGPT a lot, like for the prompt part, or like anything which you would suggest for people who are building with Databutton or any AI tools, AI builders? So how is your workflow?
Yeah. So I've found that I've started using ChatGPT, like now when I have an idea about a new feature in an application, in order to ensure that like Databutton stays sterile, I go to ChatGPT first to ask it questions about what tools I should use to integrate, how the workflow should go, what kind of tables should exist. And that is like a great starting point on where to go. So that way, when I actually start talking to the Databutton agent, I actually have a little bit of context of the direction that we need to take it. Because sometimes, like, I think one of the big misconceptions about AI, and I actually wrote this down when we were going to talk about prompts, but I think the stereotype with AI is that it's like this, hyper intelligent being that is always right and is always going to do things perfect the first time around, and it's just smarter than us and it's learning faster than us and all these kinds of things. And it is incredible at a lot of things, but it is very error prone. Like it makes mistakes all the time, and it'll even do things that are wrong, right? But if you don't tell it that it's wrong, it's just going to continue to run on. And so when I switch my mindset to that, like, hey, it's not perfect. I actually need to talk to the agent. I need to talk to whatever the model is. I need to understand why it thinks the way it's thinking, what its processes are. That's what allowed me to create applications in Databutton much faster.
I'm just laughing at the comment section now. I think you said brilliant stuff out there, and people are just agreeing with you. That, Dom, is the best tip right here. Push AI. Don't always take it as a face value. There is always a way. And I'm pretty sure you have by now, Martin, there is always a prompt. So I think like one thing I just want to add, like it depends how we prompt while speaking with any large language model. It depends a lot on that. And we need to put a bit of effort while writing our prompts as well. And once we know the entire system, how Databutton works, what's its backend, small few technicalities here, or what's the front end, we can literally write very nice prompts and just build a full stack apps from here. I think this is great. And please go ahead.
No, what were we going to ask?
Yeah, I was just asking that, please tell me a bit more about this Supabase interview, because I remember you posted about the Supabase over our Discord. And I think I woke up in the morning and it was Viral, who was over our internal Slack, was like, wow, this is something Supabase with its Copilot. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And please, you didn't share the prompt that time over our Discord. It would be great if you just walk through us. I know it's a lot of work, but just walk through us. Yeah.
So this is the prompt, and all it is just a 3-page Word document. And it was created in conjunction with ChatGPT and the agent. And then, like I said, we had about a dozen different variations. The reason I asked for rules was because I'd actually talked to Trygve about this when I was talking about a CRM build, helping me with the CRM build. And I was asking him about like a native integration, and it didn't exist at that point. And we were talking about Firebase, and I was running through, well, if I wanted to scale, could I actually make Firebase work? Because it is the native integration for Databutton, and I didn't think it was the best idea. So I went out on a mission to try to get this working, and this is kind of what I came up with. It is just clear instructions, right? But the problem is that with Databutton, wouldn't remember the instructions. Like I had no place to store it. And Trigba was like, well, hey, why don't you store it as like a text file, right? And then just, which also, if y'all don't know about this function, that's the best function right there. But,
exactly. That's a great tip. Yeah.
Reference it every time you want to do it. And I thought, well, that's really cool, but I want it to be automatic. Like I want it to be completely automatic. So I started to try to trick it. I talked with ChatGPT a lot about adding in code that would effectively force the agent to read this document first.
Mm-hmm.
And that worked like 50% of the time, but it wasn't a hard coded rules. And then I started talking with the agent, and I was able to trick it to actually show me its backend instructions, like very briefly, but I couldn't write to it. So that's when I went on the Discord one night and I just said, hey, is there any way we can add custom instructions? And as soon as y'all opened this up, like literally immediately, I went in here to my prompt and I had the instructions all down here at the bottom, these Databutton Supabase database rules. And we can run through it. But when you paste it in here, it immediately is like
it's a custom instruction to the agent.
It knows how to operate. And so these rules, like I want to say that when I started with the agent or with the with this project, I probably only had like 5 rules. And so now we've got like 19 rules, and it's just the evolution of talking back and forth with the agent, what didn't work, what did work, that kind of thing. So,
and I just want to add here, because anyways, I was going to mention this as well. You writing this part over Discord made us ship this is exact feature custom instruction. I think within an hour gap, we just put it out. And this is not only saving you, but I can tell you, it's a lot of our users are using this custom instruction for the agent. It's really powerful. And once we have this, you no more need to go and check the TXT file over the storage. With this agent can just work with that. That's a particular like a system prompt to the agent.
Yeah. And I would say in general, just like when you all are trying to write instructions, I think everybody has mentioned this on Discord, but sometimes the agent will go wild. And I'll share my prompt tips that I created. I can send it out on the Discord.
Yeah.
But the agent will sometimes go wild. So I've really gotten in the habit of just saying, don't write code. Tell me what you're going to do and why you're going to do it. Give me an outline of what you want to do. Or if it's erroring out, like if I'm noticing that it's having error after error, I'll just tell the agent, hey, take a step back, stop. Tell me what errors you're experiencing. And it'll outline the errors. And then I'll ask it, what in my prompt caused you to make these errors? And so I can go back and it'll tell me exactly what it read that it confused it or gave it something that was a contradictory. And then I'll update the rules, and then it's perfect again. So that's how I got to a point with these rules where once I got this refined, now every time I implement this integration, if you will, it does it with no errors.
Nice.
And that's kind of the key in general, I think, is like, don't be afraid to use the stop button down here. If you see it doing something you don't like writing code where it shouldn't be writing code, or something that seems unrelated, just tell it to stop, ask it what it's doing. And 9 times out of 10, you can just get it to start back up, or in most cases, you've just saved yourself a lot of pain and heartache. Because sometimes it wants to just update different things that aren't even related, and then
yes. And I think for those things, we like the different updates which you're talking about. For those, we have made a couple of updates in the product itself. But what you said, I would really love to have that document, the prompt tips which you said. Please send me later. It'll be great for our addition to the documentation as well. We're trying to work on that. But yeah, so I think this is great. What you suggested are great ideas, and I think it's something for all of us who are building with Databutton. And yeah, we also says very cool idea, Mike. And there has been a lot of chats over the chats. I mean, we can check it later as well. But Elle wants, I think we need to invite Elle once because of her Sparky's app, the app which the Sparky's lab app which she has been building. It's pretty sick. I have watched that app as well. Yeah. So I think few of the updates which we made would also help a lot to tackle this stuff. I'll just quickly share my screen and let's see if we can just figure out how we can handle this kind of when the agent makes changes over other files which you don't want. I think we have something. Okay, I'll just add my screen here and I will quickly come back to this part. So few of the product updates which we made, one of them is the UI library options. So now if we when we build an app in Databutton, if I just go to any app, let's see if I just go out and create a new app here, we get two options. One of them is with Shatsian, like the ones which I think which you showed with all these plots and stuff. It's with Shatsian, I guess. And the other part is with the Tailwind. So Shatsian is the UI components which you're using, and Tailwind is way more customizable. So it's written out here, easier to use if you want to make something which is quick. Shatsian, something with a lot of customizable, some which you want to customize further at the styling and all. It's great to go with Tailwind. That's one of the addition which we made last week. The other part is the auth extension. We have a video in this channel as well. And I think this is saving a lot of users. If I just go back and if I open this latest app and just go to this config section here, sorry, it's in the extension here. So this is the Firebase auth which we have added. And I think it's very powerful, specifically when we want to add authentication for user. And later also we can just add a database to it. So if someone is want to use Firestore, this is great way to do it, and it's saving a lot of people, especially to get started with Google sign up or any other sign up. So that's also I think it's a huge kind of implementation in the product, and a lot of people should use that, and it makes it much more easier when we work with it. The other part is the file locking feature which I was mentioning, and I think that would help a lot of people if they want to make or kind of restrict few of the files which they are not working on, or where they don't want user to the agent to work with. So for example, like if I have this, let's say if I have this sidebar locked up here, and if I ask the agent, can you make changes to the, let's say, and I'm just using this hash which you mentioned, it's pretty powerful hashtag, and I just say that to the sidebar. And if I hit this, and the agent would just think, and that's also one of the new addition which we made is the thinking process, which you can see now. And it was over Discord again, which we ship like the next day. We see each and every part, how the agent thinks. And that's something which is super useful for people. The entire reflection behind the agent with something which you can see. And it says that let me know what specific changes we had made to the site, but this could be anything from adding this is, I'm here to implement whatever you mind. Do you think you can do you think you can edit this file? Let's see if it works or not. And it says that it's reading the code for the sidebar now. Yeah, here it goes. I see that the sidebar component has read-only access, which means I cannot make direct changes to it. So basically any changes where there is a lock out here, that means it cannot change to those files. And that would help a lot to kind of make the agent way more, not to deviate from anywhere, not to sway away anywhere, just to direct it to the files which you want. Also, this shield means this is somewhere the authentication is. And that's something which you also implemented. To add authentication, it become pretty easy. I will just go back here again if I have that somewhere, the authentication, the login flow. Yeah, this is one of the tab. And it's all over there in the video which I made. And also here, it's few prompts. Once you enable this, and once you ask that the login workflow how you want, you can just go and if there is some error, the agent will go through, and it goes on from here. It will be at least 2, 3, or at least 4 prompts. And from there, it will just read the home page where you want to implement it. It just adds the login there and sign up with Google. And for that, you have a very few steps, which is over our docs as well. If we just go, all these steps are a bit important, like to enable the Firebase project, and then to get this config key. This is the most important part. And once we have this config key, that's it. That's what we're going to paste it here. Like in this, here we have this config key out here. And also then we have to authorize a domain. When we ship it, we have to just add those domains. That's it with the Firebase extension. And one of the main thing, which I think a lot of people likes it, the restore button. So you can just go back anywhere within your app just via the restore button. Let's say if I want to, I don't want to break this app, but let me try this. If I just want to go to, let's see, if I have something, enhance the app, and if I just, let's say if I just sign in up.
Oh, and also seeing this picture right here, just something to point out. Being able to take a screenshot of an interface that you like and then upload it, or a particular component or a type of loading screen or whatever, the agent can build it, which is an incredible function in itself.
Exactly. And that's what I do myself as well. I said, I want this, even without clicking the drop-down profile. And it will implement from here. It will take the entire image, and from there it starts implementing. And I already see there is this error. For solving this kind of issue, we have implemented this something called as fix error. That button works pretty well here. And I'll just go back to one of this point. Let's say, I hope this might work. I'll just restore this point and confirm restore. Hopefully this will take back. So we now know we have this change out here. This became the current version. And if I think we just refresh it, hopefully it will just take me back to those versions where the grid layout was with 2 columns. But yeah, maybe for this app, and it's back. It just accept there is some, So this is something which we introduced in this last week with the restore point, and it's super useful to do. There's another way how we can also do the restore point. Also, if you go to the history version out here, all of these codes are getting version out there. We can just jump to any of this version and hit the restore. That was always there, but that's also one way which people can restore their version. Those were the main ones: the library option, the Firebase extension, the restore button, the self-reflection. Few of the other was maybe the custom instruction which you mentioned. That was super powerful. Like we added the custom instruction. If we go to this config file here, and it is here. The agent, I have not added any custom instruction, but you can just add an instruction there, and the agent starts to behave that way. Most of them was like we added a doc section with the best practices. So if you just go here, working with the Databutton agent, here we say like, what's the best way to do it? Again, here we direct to the prompt tips Discord. There are a lot of nice novel way to deal with the prompts. We are here, plus how to interact with the agent. It's here. Plus we're also trying to add more stuffs. Maybe your docs will also add here what you made. It'll be worth to add this here. So we also added this section over the docs. And those were the main ones. And then and those were few of the major ones which we changed this week.
Yeah.
And would love to hear, like, what do you think? This restore button, I think that was something which people really wanted over the past couple of weeks. And and the custom instruction which helped you to build a CRM.
Yeah, the locking function, the custom instructions, the restore, it's all of those 3 tools are pretty incredible in themselves.
Yeah, so I think those were few things which we are somewhere we have already tested quite a lot. And few things which I showed in the very beginning of this live streaming was you can just have a URL, params, and add to it, and then you just make your own app. I think that's something which you will ship in the coming days. And a lot of other features are coming. One of them is, as you suggested, the Supabase into which you like Supabase, would prefer. I think that's something also, hopefully, the integration will be coming as well. So
that'd be great, because I'm still working on it, and like I'm trying to figure out the real-time subscriptions. And so I've got it set up now where when it creates tables, it automatically enables the subscription for the table. I'm still having trouble getting the information back. So if y'all create it before me, it'll save me a bunch of time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so a lot of things which we have in our pipeline. which will be coming out over time. And yeah, that's it. I think we covered most of the stuff which we planned to, and it was so nice to see throughout the demo and the app demo. And it's great. It's great. It's so inspiring, honestly. I think a lot of people will also say the same thing. Already, I can see Mikkel is saying it's super exciting pipeline. Yeah, and thank you, Dom and overall. Yeah, thank you, Mikkel. And I would love to see Mikkel's trading app as well over time. But yeah, I think it was almost 1 hour. We are.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I really sincerely appreciate it, and very grateful for the Databutton support and Discord. And I mean, we're going to all build some incredible stuff here. I think everybody needs to know about Databutton, honestly.
I totally agree. And Dom, it was really, really great to have you in the first live stream session from our channel. It was really great. And to see you're building some serious stuff out here. A full stack app with Supabase and the front end. It's great to see that, honestly. Okay, so I'll close this live stream session here, and I hopefully everyone enjoyed it. We can add comments as well, and we'll try to make it every week, one or other. Yeah.
Get L on the next one.
L, sure. L and Michael, for sure. Okay, cool. Great stuff, guys, and that's all from the live stream. Thank you all. Cheers.
Bye.